What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin, and you are watching our recap of the card reveals from Ursula's Return Set 4. Yup, that's right. It's already card reveal season. Can you believe it, my Goons? We're already getting close to kind of halfway through the format. You know, Ursula's Return is going to hit the shelves on, I believe, May 17th at the LGS local game store level, and then the big box retailers are going to have it towards the end of May, usually the last weekend or so. It's probably going to be May 31st. And yeah, it's going to be the fourth set of Lorcana, bringing in full circle the story of the Grand Illuminary being flooded with ink and Ursula being the person behind it all. So let's get on into some of these card reveals for this new set, because there's some pretty spicy cards that I want to talk about that were revealed today and yesterday. But before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana Goon yourself, because it does support the channel and we do very much appreciate it. But let's start off with today's reveal from the official Discord and social media pages. It's going to be a 4-ink inkable card for Emerald called the Muses, Proclaimers of Heroes. This is a character that has 2 strength, 4 willpower, ward, and it has an ability that says whenever you play a song, you may return chosen character with 2 strength or less to the player's hand. So it's already giving me like Kit Cloud Kicker vibes. You know, you can compare it to the way Kit Cloud Kicker's ability works. He's a 3-ink inkable with a 2/2 stat line that does pretty much the same ability on play. This card is a little bit slower. It does not have that ability to do it on play on turn 4, but you can actually do it on turn 4 if you sing a song with another character, because it's whenever you play a song, not whenever this character sings a song. So for whatever reason, if you set up your turn 3 Ursula, you know, and then you want to set up turn 4 Muses, then you can sing your, let's say, Sudden Chill with Ursula. You can discard 2 cards from the opponent's hand because you'll sing twice with Ursula. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you'd probably be able to bounce twice with this card because you're singing this, you're playing the song again with Ursula, right? But even if you're not using Ursula, if you're using any 3-drop character, you can definitely get that value, sing the song with your 3-drop character, let's say like a crab or something if you're playing Emerald Amethyst, and then you'll be able to sing Sudden Chill or sing Mother Knows Best, and then use this ability to bounce another character on the field with 2 strength or less to the player's hand. You can actually bounce your own characters as well, which is a little bit different than Kit Cloud Kicker. So let's say you're playing more of an aggressive strategy with cards like the Maleficent Biding Her Time or something like Lilo, then you're going to be able to bounce your own characters back to your hand, and since they're such low cost characters, maybe you might want to play them again so they're not exerted anymore. There's a lot of use cases with this card. I can already think about, like, you know, what you can do with this, combining it with the Amber package, like with cards like Ariel or the new Bruno card that we're going to get into later. Being able to find songs that you can sing and combining it with an extra ability to gain tempo by bouncing cards to the player's hand in an aggressive standpoint, or even just more defensively if you're trying to keep your characters alive and not exerted, you can bounce them back to your hand and play them again, kind of giving almost a readied position. Next up, we have Hercules, Clumsy Kid. He's a 3-ink uninkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower Ruby character with Rush. He's a common as well. He's basically a Ruby Rafiki. If you remember Rafiki from the first chapter, he was a dominating force in the Amethyst control decks, being a 3-cost Rush character that can, you know, challenge for 3 strength on the same turn that you play it. Was really powerful. Maybe this is going to help certain Ruby decks gain a little bit of a boost. So if you're trying to play something like Ruby Sapphire, or maybe even something crazy like Ruby Emerald, something we're not used to, you're going to be able to add some extra removal into that deck, which is kind of nice. So I think Ruby does need some removal that isn't necessarily just Dragonfire, Tremaine, and whatnot, and but this being an uninkable card seems kind of fair. If it was inkable, I think it'd be too good personally. Next up, this is one for all you Broom Goons out there. We have the Magic Broom Steel card revealed. It's a 2-ink inkable character, Aerial Cleaner, Magic Broom, 2 strength, 3 willpower, and with an ability that says during your turn, this character gains evasive. Winged for a day is what that ability is called. The flavor text reading: it spends its days keeping the treasured glimmers in the hall of Lorcana sparkling clean. Sparkling clean. Love to see that. Good sweeper, good broom while flying around the Grand Illuminary, you know, sweeping up and whatnot. So this card in general probably not going to see the most meta impactful play. I feel like the 3 strength characters with 2 willpower probably are a little bit more what you want in terms of like, and a character with evasive on your turn to be able to out opposing evasive characters. Usually evasive characters have at least 3 willpower, at least the more problematic ones. So this card is a little bit slow, but in your Broom Goon decks, maybe you might need a steel card, an extra steel 2-drop for whatever reason in your Broom decks, so you never know. And if there's anything that I'm not seeing in these cards, if you see some hidden combos, some hidden lines that I'm not seeing, be sure to comment them below and let me know, because I want to know the next goo for the next format. Next up, we got Mystical Rose. This is going to be a 2-ink item for Amethyst, a rare card that is inkable that reads, Dispel the Entanglement. Banish this item. Chosen character named Beast gets +2 lore this turn. If you have a character named Belle in play, move up to 3 damage counters from chosen character to chosen opposing character. So it's almost like a Jafar's lamp, the magical lamp, item, where it has 2 abilities, depending on which character you have on board, or even if you have both of them on board, depends on which abilities you can activate. In this case, if you have Beast, then Beast gains 2 lore that turn. If you have Belle, then you can move your damage counters to the opposing characters' characters, so that they basically have the damage instead of you. And if you have both Beast and Belle, then this gives you a reason to be able to do both at the same time. So it's kind of going to give you like an aggressive quest with your Beast, while also being able to possibly deal damage in a sense to opposing characters. So if you do manage to pull this off and have both Belle and Beast, and you're playing Amethyst of all colors with that combo, then hey, you're going to be able to pull this off. You're going to be able to not only gain 2 lore extra if you quest with that Beast, but you'll be able to almost potentially deal 3 damage. It seems like a very specific situation to be able to maximize on that potential. And to be honest, now that I think about it, do we have any Amethyst Belle cards right now? I can't put my finger on that, but it does not seem like it. I feel like the Belle cards we have are Emerald and Sapphire. So is this confirmation that we're gonna get a Belle Amethyst character in set 4? I think so. And even we're gonna have, if not, then you're probably just gonna have to play this card in either something that can play one of those colors. The thing is that Beast is in Steel and Emerald as well. There is no Sapphire Beast card, so the only way that overlaps is if you play the combo of Amethyst and Steel together, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. So maybe they might make a Sapphire Beast card. Maybe they might make a Amethyst or a Belle Beast card as well. If I'm not mistaken, Gaston, Belle, and Beast have the most, they're the characters that are in the most colors overall in terms of like franchise. Next up, we got Ursula's Garden. This is a new location revealed for Emerald. It's going to be a 4-ink inkable location with a 2 move cost, 7 willpower, and an ability that says, while you have an exerted character here, opposing characters get -1 lore. So this is actually kind of good in my opinion. It's a 7 willpower location, meaning it does not lose out to Maui. It's a 4 cost inkable, so it's an inkable location, and it's an early game. It's a card you can play kind of early on. 4 cost isn't too heavy. It does have a move cost of 2, which is kind of hefty in my opinion, so that is the drawback. But making your opponents lose 1 lore, all opposing characters lose 1 lore is actually kind of crazy in my opinion, right? Because this can really slow the game down if you set it up. And let's say you set up multiple and you move different characters to each one. I believe that'll stack, right? You just keep questing on those with those characters on the location. If you have multiple garden, then none of your opposing characters can gain lore. So in an Emerald mirror match, that's probably pretty threatening, right? It probably depends on the matchup though, because against the control deck, like I feel like this still loses out to like Maui Fishhook, you know what I mean? But a new location nonetheless. Now this next card I think is actually just really good. This is for Emerald players who fear the Be Prepared to the Whole New Worlds and all of that stuff. It's a 2 cost inkable item called Signed Contract Emerald, uncommon card that reads, whenever an opponent plays a song, you may draw a card. Oh my goodness, this card sounds really good. And I know what everybody's thinking. Oh, I'm just gonna play Benja. I'm just gonna play my Beast, my 5-drop Beast, Hard-Headed. I'm gonna play Wildcat. I'm gonna play Rise of the Titans. But you know what? You better be good at drawing the out. You gotta be good at drawing the out, in my opinion, if you're not afraid of this card, because this card is actually really good. Signed Contract. For all my Yu-Gi-Oh lovers out there, this is giving Maxi vibes. This is big Maxi energy, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, as a flavor text that says, I would love to help you, of course, but there's the little matter of the contract. Very threatening and menacing. Next up, we got Sign the Scroll. This is an uninkable action for Amber. It's going to be 3 cost that says each opponent may choose and discard a card. For each opponent that doesn't, you gain 2 lore. So I like that this says each opponent, because some of these cards are just really good in multiplayer, you know what I mean? Imagine if you're playing against against 3 opponents, and in either of them discard a card, you're gonna gain 6 lore. That's actually just crazy. You can potentially end the game if one of the people decides, you know what, I don't want to play anymore. You can gain the lore. This game's over. So sign the scroll, pretty interesting. In multiplayer, in 1v1, maybe best of 3 format, I don't know how I feel about this card. It is some extra discard engine fodder for you, but it is uninkable, and I feel like Amber already has a lot of really good uninkable cards, and maybe you don't want to play this one, but gaining 2 lore for free, that always sounds kind of nice in my opinion. So you're gonna have to make a tough decision if somebody drops this card on you. Next up, we got a new Flounder card revealed. Oh my gosh, I know Citizens of Lorcana is out there having a field day with this reveal. Shout out Citizens of Lorcana. Be sure to listen to their podcast. They are the Flounder enthusiasts, the official Flounder liaisons for Lorcana. We have a 3 inkable Sapphire Flounder card. I thought it was going to be a Floodborn. I was really hoping for a Floodborn Flounder, but you know, we got this one for now. In the meantime, Flounder, Collector's Companion. He's a 3 inkable character, 2 strength, 2 willpower that has support. He also can quest for 2 lore, and he has an ability that says if you have a character named Ariel in play, you pay 1 less ink to play this character. I'm not a guppy. Hashtag Ariel, you won't believe what I found is the flavor text. This Flounder looks like a really chill dude. I don't know, something about this card. He looks like he's just, you know, living life. He almost looks like he has kind of a mullet mohawk thing going on. He looks like he's aged like about a year or 2, and he's like in high school now. Just a very chill Flounder is what the vibe is giving me. Is he gonna see some meta play competitively? Who knows? Maybe some thematic decks. We're gonna run this Flounder with the Ariel combo though to get some early questing on though. Sounds kind of nice. Next up, we have Fazu, Mulan's father. This is a 2 inkable ruby card that reads, this character cannot challenge, exert, already chosen character named Mulan. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. Has 0 strength and 4 willpower. So we have some Mulan synergy right here with Mulan's father as a character as well. I am ready to serve the emperor is the flavor text. So pretty interesting. Gonna get some extra Mulan synergy in this set. We have a new Mulan card as well. Mulan, enemy of the entanglement. It's gonna be a 2 inkable character, 1 strength, 3 willpower. Time to shine is the ability that says whenever you play an action, this character gains +2 strength this turn. So if you're playing an action heavy deck in a Ruby, you're going to be able to get some extra value here by turning this Mulan from a 2/1/3 into a 2/3/3, which is a little bit slow compared to a lot of the other cards that we have, like Madam Mim Snake, or let's say something like Sami for the steel cards. You know, those are already 2 character cost cards that are inkable that have 3 strength and 3 willpower, and Ruby's getting this very slow version of those cards is what it's looking like. And outside from that, I do want to mention some last key cards that were revealed recently. Louisa Madel. This card is actually pretty awesome. It's a 3 inkable character, Rock of the Family, with an ability that says I'm the strong one. While you have other characters in play, this character gains +2 strength, which is kind of nice. You know, you just need to have one other character in play, and then this character becomes a 3 cost to 4/4 character, which is, you know, it kind of beats the normal stat line of a 3/3/3 crab or something like that, you know. So this card is pretty threatening. You just have to have another character. And flavor text says there's no way Ursula's creatures are getting to that donkey. That is hilarious. Louisa over here protecting the donkey, you know, the town donkey. I love it. Heck yeah, dude, protect that donkey, Rock of the Family. So if you curve out with Captain Hook, then Sami, and then this card Louisa Madrigal, it's gonna be a very threatening board. If you're playing like a tempo deck, like something like Emerald Amethyst, and your opponent does this against you, it's gonna be really hard for you to get your questing going if they're gonna have cards like this that are just gonna generate a lot of value with some good trades. So I like this card. I think this card's pretty good. And last but not least, since we're on the Encanto vibes, we are going to talk about, we don't talk about Bruno, because over here we don't talk about Bruno. It is a 5 inkable song. You can sing it with characters 5 or more. We know this. The ability reads, return chosen character to the player's hand. Then that player discards a card at random. So it's almost like a type of removal for Emerald that we haven't had before. Normally all the Emerald removal is just bounce to your hand. Now it's in your hand. Then you have to use stuff like Sudden Chill or some wacky combos to be able to get them out of the hand. But with this card, if your opponent has no hand, because we know that Emerald discard is so good at doing that, you can sing We Don't Talk About Bruno. You pick one of their big cards like a Surfer Stitch or a Sad Beast. They go back to the hand, and that's their only card in their hand. So if you discard a card at random, it's always going to be that card. So there's the removal there. In general, though, this has sparked a lot of conversation about what is random, but there is some stuff in the rules about, you know, rolling a dice or opponent shuffling, and I do believe that there is a Discord discussion about it with a response from Team Lorcana. But random is random. The flavor text reading, your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read. I like like this one. This is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool song in general. I like that we have this reference right here to the song as well. But yeah, we don't talk about Bruno going to be hitting the shelves with Ursula's return in May. So be sure to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons so we can go over more card reveals that happen as they reveal them, because it's looking like we're in that season where we're going to be getting a couple reveals every day, every other day, or whatnot. So if you did like this content, like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana Goon, because it does support the channel, and we will see you goons next time.